Yo, we got a video here today. And we got a big shout out to our sponsor, Michael, with the message, Happy American Thanksgiving, CB. I'm thankful that you've been back. Please don't take another hiatus on us. We need you. Been meaning to contribute. And then on Thanksgiving Day, we got, they want to blame anyone but themselves. What a banger. Preach, brother. Much appreciated for the kind words, for the contribution. And let's just get right into it. No more hiatus, as they say.
Men are in trouble, but whose fault is it? A new study of British men and women between 18 and 45 has revealed that men are at a crisis point. Nearly half of men are considering giving up on love entirely.
That's probably true. They say considering. It's like a little caveat, but it seems like half have just opted out. Finally wake up, realize it just doesn't look good. It seems like a bad deal. It is a bad deal. I mean, people will make their assumptions.
44% saying they were unwilling to undertake the compromise or self-improvement relationships require. In the UK and United States, singlehood is rising in every age bracket. This research suggests what's behind that. A quarter of men, bleakly, said they believe no one would fall in love with them. 2/3 of men believe no one cares if men are okay these days.
Well, at least 2/3 of guys realize that's what it is. Who cares, right? Ultimately, I mean, you can just scream into the void if you want, but I mean, everyone's got their own issues. But the other one, they use the term bleakly. Bleakly, a quarter think not going to fall in love. I mean, there's always throughout history been a percentage of guys that didn't have family, didn't have kids. That was always the case. And now you could say it's even worse now.
No surprise that 15% of young men have interacted with an AI girlfriend. Men spent more time online than women and found it more satisfying. Meanwhile, almost a quarter of young men said they actively sought out violent pornography showing strangulation or similar. The question is, why? Dating apps, porn, and growing social isolation amongst young men have weakened their relationships.
Well, it's kind of interesting that you want to highlight the 25% that do, as regards to, I mean, there's 75% that are just watching, watching quote unquote average stuff, or just potentially not even consuming it. But they talk about how 25% want to watch the strangulation, and if guys know what some modern hookups like, they ask you to do that, by the way. They ask you to go around the neck, so to speak.
Skills. But there is hope. When asked to rank 18 traits that meant being a man, the results were pretty wholesome. Being a friend came out on top, then helping those who need it. Meanwhile, the traditional hallmarks of toxic masculinity, like managing conflict with violence and having many sexual partners, they ranked bottom. And when
sometimes there are conflicts that you do need to, quote unquote, defend yourself. You don't try to be like, you don't try to look for fights, so to speak, but sometimes there is going to be a healthy form of, I need to defend myself, but they're trying to frame it as toxic.
when asked whether being a parent is the most important job in the world, 80% of men agreed, more than women. So while some of these stats may be...
What does that tell you? They like to say, hey, we make the kids, but it seems like more guys rank, the idea of having kids higher than them. They put it on a higher pedestal, yet they like to brag about how they bring life into this world. But sometimes they care less for it than the guy. The guy actually cares more for the creation of a family.
concerning. It is clear men still aspire to being connected, caring humans.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's across the board too. We are technically social creatures. Some are more introverted, some are more extroverted, and then you have a bunch of people right in the middle. And then unfortunately, when you go through the landmines, they're watching documentaries. They're watching, people doing very illegal acts. And then they wonder why that frames, their ideology on guys.
The reality is, I am afraid of men. I speak about men in a way that is criticized a lot. I think I'm being vulnerable when I speak like that. What I'm saying when I roast men is that I'm afraid of them. I have jokes like, oh, men are nature's gun. You're statistically most likely to be killed by the one in your house. People go,
well, I don't know if you got jokes. I mean, normally a joke is funny, but they seem to hide behind comedy while saying something very dark that they've just watched on a documentary TV show. They've binge watched Netflix, how to find your mass M word.
Oh, or other people say, how could you say that about men? I'm afraid of men. I watch the news. There are so many documentaries about femicide that I have had to stop watching because I'm trying to retrain my brain away from the experience.
You have to ask your question, why are you even watching that? At least she's self-aware to realize I have to stop watching this propaganda. That's what it's there. I mean, some people might get a educational purpose from it, history purpose from it, but that's not really what the outcome is. The outcome is that it makes these chicks terrified because they're watching horror movies over and over again, and then they have to train themselves out of that.
Experiences that I've had with men, and I think I was successful in doing that just before I met my husband. He was the first man that I had dated in my adult life who wasn't an aggressor, who didn't hate me for any crumb of.
I mean, sometimes you're the mark. You might not like that, but they pick you out. You do everything nice, and I mean, hopefully it works out, I guess, right? Long term, but sometimes there's that in the back of their head resentment of you. You just got no aggression. And it's not to say you need to be aggressive, but it's just like there's a time and a place for any type of emotion.
Success that I found. And then I thought, oh, wait a minute. I need to be the one to reframe this. And that's the only way I met my husband, is through my own mental reframing of like, oh, what you seek, you shall find. So if you have decided that men are this way, it's no wonder that you keep dating men who are this way, because people want to have their own truth. It's a confirmation bias.
Well, that was an interesting thing. They want to have their own truth. I mean, sometimes the lady, they really want to have their own truth. They don't even want to hear some of the extras. And unfortunately, when it comes to doing certain things, you have to have a certain level of experience, or else, they're not going to respect you. They're going to have this look down resentment.
Watching a guy, you don't realize it until you're in the moment, not be good at something that like the males in your whole life have been good at their whole lives.
You set them up for failure.
And I was like seeing a guy for a second. We went skiing and he'd never been skiing before. And I was like, oh, I'll teach you, whatever. And immediately I was like, this is the most unattractive thing I've ever.
Immediately. Okay, sweet, I'm willing to do it immediately. Done. Game over. Friend zone. That's how you're going to be viewed. Unfortunately, that's the harsh truth.
Experience? Just go down the mountain, and to watch like a guy be like falling and being like really physically vulnerable.
There's probably something inside you that knew this. You're like, I'm going to put the nail in this coffin. Yeah. Like, my brother's a good skier. This redneck has never been skiing.
Yeah, and he's like, and you just look so dumb when you're learning to ski.
Yeah.
I mean, whose idea was it to do it? I mean, person goes out on a skiing trip and, heaven forbid you don't know how to ski,
Watching
right?
a guy.
You don't know how to do it. You're first timer, and, attraction gone, poof. Anyway, gents, we're going to leave it right there. As always, thoughts, comments down below. And hit that like on the way out. It takes 1.5 seconds. And smash that subscribe button right now. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.